So we've left camp and we're heading up to a little lookout that's close by just to check it out and see what's there. So we've just come up here to Bald Hill Lookout. There's a great view around. We've got the lovely little town of Hill End, historic village down there behind me. So if you're in the area, I would recommend come up here and have a look around. It's a great view. Just a bit of a shame we've got some of the cloud, but it still looks pretty good. So, just here at the start of the Bridle Trail, or Bridle Track, we're going to head down. It is closed 19 kilometres in, so unfortunately we can't go all the way through. We're going to go down, have a look, just air down the tyres, and hopefully we'll be able to get you some good shots. It is a pretty tight track, so we'll just see how we go. So we're here, we've started going down the Bridle Track. It's tightened up pretty quick already, and a lot of ruts and some washouts and things. So I wouldn't recommend bringing your standard car down here, but it's looking good. So yeah, as we were airing down our tyres, a bunch of guys came roaring in and like yahoos and took off down the track. Now that's okay, they can do that. I'm glad we aired down because the track itself is very rough. I'm in low range and I'm very glad I aired down because it's giving me a much smoother ride. Now we've got a track here that's been cut into the edge of the rock, and we just passed back there a section of where the edge of the bank has been hand built up by laid rocks. It actually looked pretty cool. Off to our left is a drop off that is just near straight down. So yeah, pretty. As you can see, it's quite tight. We've just come up on these guys here. He sunk this car apparently down the bottom 2 weeks ago, and they're just doing the recovery on it. I'm beside another patrol here that is pulling it, and yeah, it's extremely tight to pass on this track. I can see why there's no caravans and campers allowed down this track. So be prepared if you come down here to do some reversing. We're just coming down to the bottom of the descent here now. A little bit steep right at the last bit here. All in all, so far a good drive down the hill. That would be the Turon River just in front of us there. Turon River. The water is up. I'm going to go for a bit of walk and just see how strong this current is. I'm a little bit hesitant to drive it, but I would like to, so let's have a look. So I'm just here on the edge of the Bridle Track, just looking at these rocks that they've stacked up to fill in the gullies. It would have taken them ages to carry them, pull them out of the walls around the place, and they have actually stacked them very neatly. Water can flow out of here. It's actually a really, really clever thing that they've done, the way they've stacked these rocks to build up the road. Would have taken ages to do all of this. It's pretty impressive. Now we just come in with bulldozers and machines and pour concrete in. But back in the day, they made this. It's lasted the test of time, and it looks absolutely amazing. Way better than just a concrete wall that we'd pour nowadays. So I just wanted to point that out to you. Yeah. Turning around here at the moment, just turning around at the Mary Flynn Reserve Junction because there's a bit of space here. We've got a couple of cars coming as well. There's only about another 7 or so Ks, 8 Ks maybe, to where we have to turn around anyway. The road has been taken out, so yeah, we're going to head back now. Right here on the side of the track is an old mine shaft from the gold mining days, and they've closed it off to keep people out and keep everybody safe. After getting to the top of the Bridle Track at Hill End, we headed towards Lithgow. We found a great little place to stop and have lunch, right next to the road. There's also some great lookouts to see on the way. That lookout over the Newnes plateau, which is where we were heading next. Our next stop was Blackfellow's Hand. Now, I can't do justice to the First Nations people name, so I'm not even going to try and pronounce this. I do think that these sites need to be protected and looked after. As the sign says, once these artworks are lost, they are lost forever. This is Australia's history, so we need to protect it. So if you come to places like this, look, don't touch. They are very special places. I'm so glad that I got to see that area. From there, we headed up onto the Newnes Plateau via the main road up the top. There was some absolutely amazing rocks that we drove past. They're absolutely unbelievable. Yeah. we got up a fair way and then we found this massive bog hole. One of the cars got stuck, so we did the responsible thing and winched out. Guys, if we keep making big bog holes like this in the road and churning them out just for fun, everything's going to get locked up and we're not going to be able to go and see it anymore. So we did a big jump from Hill End and the Bridle Trail. We came back up the Bridle Trail. We were going to go down the Turon River, but to the Turon Gates, but time wouldn't allow us. The day was moving on a lot quicker. We've met a lot of cars coming back up from the Turon River down at Hill End, back up the Hill End, up the Bridle Track. So we came up, we checked out some indigenous Australian artwork. First Nations people. I always like seeing that. It's pretty cool. They've been here a lot longer than us white fellas, or whatever you want to call us. They know the country, it's their country, and being able to go and have a look at that was something pretty special. We came up this other little track here down at Lithgow way, and our plan was to continue driving along it and free camp somewhere in the bush up in the track. Now, as you can see from the video that you've just watched, our Hilux that's with us, the Land Cruiser brothers, they got stuck in one of the bog holes and we weren't going to go through it. It was pretty dicey and pretty deep, so we decided it's getting on in the day, so we've decided to turn around and go back to another free camp that we know. It means we're not going to get a fire because we don't have a fire pit, but that's okay, we can deal without a fire tonight. We may be able to find somebody else's, but heading back down there, we'll go back past the amazing rocks that you saw on the way up, and yeah, we'll head into camp. So we headed back to Lake Wallace campsite. Now, make sure to check out At the Campfire and to tune in next time for part 3, the Sunday of the Lithgow trip.